Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. What am I, conducting an orchestra? As always, I am Robo, and the title of today's episode is gonna be, "That's a shitload of news!" Or, "The week my significant other kicks me to the curb because there's so much, I need this, and 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 I need this." Some days you're gonna get sick of it. But let's talk about some Funko, let's talk about some Super 7, some Medicom. Yeah, I'm reading off the list. There's, like I said, shitload of news! Tail with it, let's just get into it. Funko has announced another wave of Disney Afternoon. If you remember, it's been a little while since the first wave came out. It was Chip and Dale, it was Baloo, it was Darkwing Duck, and it was, why do I want to say Sherlock? It's Scrooge. And they're pretty cool. They're sculpted nicely. They got a good paint job on them. Some articulation. My big problem with them, though, is the scale. And that seems to continue with Wave 2, which consists of Gadget from Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. We have Launchpad from Darkwing Duck, King Louie from Tailspin, and then my favorite, Gizmo Duck from DuckTales. And this is fine. They look great. This is what I've been wanting, a line of classic Disney characters along with Disney characters from, well, I can't say my childhood, my early adulthood. And I know a lot of people justify it by going, you know, Chip and Dale is this scale, DuckTales is this scale, Darkwing Duck is this scale, Tailspin is a scale all on its own. To me, I'd want all these standing next to each other. So Baloo being the same height, or maybe just a little taller than Scrooge, doesn't really work for me. And it feels the same way here. Launchpad looks to be just barely taller than Gadget. So wrong. But that's my point of view. Yours may vary, and you may really dig this. That's nothing wrong with that. Now they're priced at $10 a piece, and they should ship in November. We talked a little bit about the Super 7 Masters of the Universe waves coming up for pre-order this week. Last week, that's when we talked about it, last week. And then this week they actually went up for pre-order. We have the Club Grayskull Filmation style Wave 3 consisting of She-Ra, of Montana, Grizzlor, and of course, Fisto. The promotional shots look great with their accessories, and I'm super excited because I'm super into the Filmation line. Yeah, I was into classics, it's cool, I dig He-Man, but Filmation is nostalgia for me. And I understand that for some people, the Filmation is plain, it's cartoony, because it was plain and cartoon. The set of Wave 3 altogether is $140, and it should ship in the spring sometime. But also up for pre-order is the Ultimates He-Man and Skeletor. Again, that Filmation style for the people that missed out on the Mattel versions. And this is a good thing because this comes out and then people are more likely to collect the line because a lot of them, you know, why should I get Trapjaw or Fisto or any of these if I can't get He-Man or Skeletor? So it makes sense. I have those first versions from Mattel, and I'm getting these still because of the awesome accessories. Now, He-Man's Power Sword may not be completely Filmation accurate, but it's definitely Power Sword, so I guess it's technically true, right? Whatever. Get the concept art axe and shield, and then 4 heads. You get standard, you get laughing, you get robot face, and then you get the Filmation faker head with the glowing eyes. I'm sure that's a paint effect. I'm hoping it comes out like that in the final product. In fact, when it comes to Super 7, I'm hoping that all of this comes out looking like this in the final product. And the Skeletor has his Havoc staff, he has his sword, he has his axe, he has the Diamond Ray of Disappearance. And then what I thought from the booth pics from PowerCon, I think it was, I thought it was just another Skeletor head thrown in there. It's apparently the laughing head from the intro, or any other time Skeletor gets a little froggy. But those are $35 a piece, and those will also ship in the spring. Medicom MAFEX Black Panther? This is out of nowhere because with the MAFEX line, it's usually, I don't know, they've been kind of skipping around. They're doing a lot of Dark Knight trilogy. They've dumped Star Wars altogether, apparently. I haven't seen a new release of that in a while. We got the Homecoming Spider-Man, which is freaking amazing. Got the Iron Spider coming that looks pretty much up to the same standard as the Homecoming Spider-Man. And I'm hoping for the same thing with their Black Panther. I have the SH Figuarts version, I have the Marvel Legends version, but those are kind of bulky, a little bit limited. I don't know, the MAFEX looks more lithe, looks more agile, looks more articulated actually. Comes with several sets of hands. The clawed hands look amazing. I don't know why I'm so enamored with the clawed hands. There's just so much detail, so much paint to them. You have 3 heads, you have the masked, you have the masked with the visible eyes through the mask, and then you have the unmasked T'Challa head. Now we know the drill here. They usually look fantastic in Medicom's promotional shots. Then we get the final product, and it's not quite up to that same standard. As somewhere in the, the factory or the printing process, the paint process, it loses a little something. But they have been improving slowly over the past year or so. We'll get a way better idea once the Iron Spider comes out, because it comes with an unmasked Peter Parker head. And plus they have plenty of time to work on the process when this comes out almost a year from now. The deal. I guess they're waiting for the hype of the next Avengers movie to ride the coattails of that. A year? It makes me cry. It's being solicited at $67 at the online shops, and it's actually scheduled for August, but we know how MAFEX goes. It usually pushed back a month or two. Also from Medicom is more variations of the 2001 A Space Odyssey spacesuit. We already have the red and yellow. Apparently those sold well enough to get a reissue that's coming along with the new versions of light blue and green. I didn't pick up the red or yellow. I don't have any kind of attachment to 2001, but it's looking like a cool spacesuit, and I'm a sucker for different color variations. Why I never got into Power Rangers, who knows? But the green, light blue, red, yellow all come next month. Now that's different from Black Panther because they already have this mold ready to go. It's already at the factory. All they gotta do is say, oh yeah, we need some more of those. Yeah, let's make some different colors. Cool. Beep. And each one will be $50 a pop. We've already been through this before. Robo don't know Fortnite, but McFarlane Toys, they're kinda... these pictures look so interesting. I can't help but want these figures, these characters that I know nothing about, from a company that has let me down several times. I just took a look at the Call of Duty Ghost, and while it looks articulated and it looks like a fantastic figure, I don't like how it's posable, but it's unposable, But the articulation on these, it looks sneaky. It's almost like a different company made these. Who thought we'd see McFarlane Toys with butterfly shoulders? Double joints in the elbows. It looks like a mid-torso joint, waist joint, good knees. If that's some rocker ankle action, ooh, I may be in for all four. Now these are 7-inch scale. They're listed as 18 points of articulation, but called hyper articulation, which in the hallowed halls of McFarlane, that would be hyper articulation compared to most of their other toys. Each are said to be painted and sculpted from the in-game assets, which to me kind of sounds like the 3D model was already there. They're just... Can we use those? And then each one comes with a signature back bling that's interchangeable between all the characters. You have Cuddle Team Leader with the legendary Scar Assault Rifle and Rainbow Smash Pickaxe. Skull Trooper has legendary Bolt Action Sniper Rifle and Death Valley Pickaxe. Black Knight has legendary Grenade Launcher and Excalibur Pickaxe. Excalibur is brilliant. I'm leaning towards Black Knight if I'm going to get any of them. Plus, while we're on Black Knight, look at his elbow. It's bent past 90. What kind of alternate universe have we stepped into? I only wish they would take the promotional pictures and show off some of that articulation instead of putting them straight up and down. If the range is there, flaunt it, McFarlane. I know you're new to this, but... And then Raptor comes with Drum Gun and an Icebreaker Pickaxe. They're up for pre-order right now at GameStop and ThinkGeek. They're $25 a piece, and they should drop sometime in December. But also, here's a picture of the first wave with a second wave, too, and that includes Bright Bomber, Rex, Drift, and Omega. Man, I'm gonna have to give them a shot. Mezco's continuing. They're just like, oops, sorry, there you go, there's another action figure. This week was a surprise drop of the Homecoming Spider-Man homemade suit. Now this is the reason I was interested in the 1/12 collective line in the first place, for stuff like this, where the cloth, where it comes off a little bit baggy, it looks a little bit clothy, lends itself to the design. This costume was meant to be, clothy and baggy and, a little bit homemade. So I had to jump on it, which I'm glad I saw it right as soon as it went up, because I grabbed it, and then it lasted a little bit in terms of Mezco, but then it was gone pretty quick. Comes with several sets of hands, comes with an alternate Tom Holland head, which looks pretty good. This is one of those things where it may look better in person, which that happens a lot with Mezco. I got the Punisher heads, and it's like, oh... These are damn amazing. And then he comes with 2 web lines and a posable longer web line. That was $85. I think this is a Mezco exclusive. It was just on the website. It's not going to be at LA Comic-Con this weekend. And it says to ship between December of this year to February of next year, which will mean May, maybe. Also, another Mezco surprise was the 1/12 Collective PX exclusive Cyclops. Oh, damn it. X-Men. X-Men get me every time. Now, this is meant as an homage to the classic Cockrum Cyclops with condom head, the blue, the yellow, but you know Mezco, they do their own little spin on things. Instead of buccaneer boots and puffy gloves, he's got the straps, got the panel lining all on the costume. Turtleneck, I'm not quite sure about. It looks kind of odd, but I'm gonna give it a shot because the head looks fantastic. The optic blasts are amazing. And then this one comes with an unmasked, but still with the ruby quartz, unmasked head that looks great. I see a lot of people buying this just for that alone. And I'm a huge, huge fan. Even though I don't have a Mezco Cyclops in my hand yet, I love the visor with the little smoking. Like, you know what? I'm a badass. I can blast you at any moment. I don't even have to move. But he wouldn't do it because he's such a Boy Scout. That's my Cyclops, the Boy Scout Cyclops. We better not do that. But when I first saw this, with the X on the chest and stuff, I automatically thought, oh, that would look badass in X Factor colors, the white and the blue. I'm hoping that's a variant later on. But with the straps and the straps around the boots, that is so astonishing. So I'd like to see that version too. But this Cyclops will set you back $100 because it has a light up feature and then all the alternate parts. And it comes out in May. We saw this at Toy Fair earlier this year, and then we saw another version come out with the San Diego exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that is the NECA Originals Street Scene Diorama. If you look at it side by side, it's different from the Turtles one. The windows are in a different position, it's got the door moved over, it's a brighter paint app, it's daylight. So I'll have to have this one too, even though I still haven't opened mine. I'm working on shelves, damn it. I'm working on space to get all this crap up and out and displayed. But as Veebs has pointed out, and I didn't know about, on the street corner, one side's flat, so you could possibly put two of these together, but the other end is rounded, like a street corner. So if you put them together, you have this weird sidewalk thing going on. I kind of wish that was flat. That way you could stack side by side by side, if you got three of them side by side by side. This is scheduled for Q1 of 2019, and it'll run you $110. Also from NECA, they thought, you know what? There's not enough Pennywises in the world. Let's make another Pennywise, another ultimate version, another one using the same body, just some different heads, some different hands. And you know what? God damn it. I'm gonna have to buy it again. If you watch the Fwoosh Cast's top 5 of the year so far, I definitely picked the NECA Pennywise as one of my favorite figures. It's just a fantastic piece. So them reusing the body again, nothing wrong with that at all. It's articulated, it's nicely painted, it's beautifully sculpted. But more head options from other parts of the movie, it's kind of brilliant. They call this the Ultimate Well House Edition, and it comes with a scary head, a freaky head, a sexy windblown hair head, and an oops, I fell on a fence post head. It also comes with a new monster right hand, it comes with some grabbing hands, and then it just says additional left hand. Again, that's all the shown parts. The suit is perfect, body-wise. Them giving alternate hands, and when I pointed at the head, or head, icing on the cake, and at less than $30, I am not gonna complain at all. I spend twice that on imports that come with half the shit. And that gives me a Pennywise for the bathroom, it gives me a Pennywise to leave around the house to scare my significant other, another reason for her to kick my ass out. One sit on my shoulder while I'm driving. This is how I drive. And that'll also come out of Q1 next year. Here's an ad for the Disney store. This was on yakface.com. It announces that the Stormtrooper with the blast effects and some battle damage, the Captain Phasma with the battle damage, the half helmet where you can see the eye through, and then, of course, Zuckuss. It will be coming to the Disney store very, 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 very soon. In fact, I've already seen reports on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, or all the, you know, dang dare socials, where people are now finding this at the Disney store. So get out there, find it. Everybody needs a Zuckuss. Hasbro also released pretty promotional shots of the Star Wars Black Series Archive Collection that was revealed at New York Comic Con, you know, years and years ago, whenever that came out. We get a closer look at the Scout Trooper. This is cool. It doesn't really benefit from photoreal, but it's cool to get just a trooper where you don't have to buy the whole bike again. I can have them kind of scouting around the one bike that I'm gonna put on the shelf, because that thing takes up a lot of real estate. Anakin, though, definitely benefits from photoreal. Yes, it's tall, he's kind of lanky, it's kind of awkward, but you put a good paint job on the face to make it look more like Anakin, and people won't be so mad about, you know, oh, I don't want to pay that much for the SH Figuarts. This gives them another reason for this. Both the Sith head and the unsith head, they both look pretty great. And then there's Yoda. We've seen customizers repaint these for however long Yoda's been out, and it's always been, ooh, the sculpt is there, it just needs an extra bit of paint on top. And Hasbro went, we can do that. The photoreal here makes it look amazing. It's a damn shame from the neck down it's still the same body, though, that they couldn't, you know, articulate it a little bit more, make it a little bit more accurate size-wise. But the head, that's 90% of it right there. Because speaking of Yoda, Bandai, no, it was about the same time. They couldn't have went, oh, that's your Yoda? Check out our Yoda. Right now, Tamashii Nation 2018 or Soul Nation 2018 is going on, and Tamashii Nations is showing more figures from their SH Figuarts line. For their Harry Potter line, which I assumed they were just going to do Harry, Hermione, and Ron, and then just kind of move on, you know, like they did the main group, kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and just kind of, there we go. But now they are showing Severus Snape. He looks a little bit buff. There's, you know, nothing wrong with that, but he does look great. Or you could use this as an old Kylo Ren, thinking back, you know, to the time that he had to do, you know, they're teasing a Buren. If you'll notice this picture, no pictures were supposed to be taken, but we always get this. And I guess with the surprise blown, Instamashi posted kind of a teaser picture of Buren. They're showing Android 21, and they're also showing Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And if I got any of those words out of order, you make damn sure to go to the comment section and let me know. And then for Star Wars, not really any surprises, some different parts here and there. They're showing the Dooku, which I love seeing in person. Not that I'm seeing it in person, I'm seeing it in pictures, but somebody's taking pictures of it in person. We see the Sand Trooper, we see the Stormtrooper, both put on the new Rogue One body, which is larger, so it now fits into your overall display better. And then there's Yoda. We saw Yoda at, what was it, Tokyo Comic Con this year, and he had the robes just draped down, he had his hand out, he had his eyes closed. But now we see action robes, we see a lightsaber, and we see an alternate head. It's not really a fighting head, it's more like a, oh, I'm screwed up. But it still looks damn fantastic. Now all the placards here, except for Dooku and somebody else, they all say display only. So they're not giving us a solicitation date. They're not even saying that they're gonna solicit it. We see this all the time with Tamashii Nations. But the whole rest of the display has been solicited, and usually they're throwing more than this. With just Yoda being shown, just the Stormtroopers, just the Snape. Of course, we saw it with Shredder, and nothing ever came of that. I'm hoping since they put just those few in there, that they will solicit those soon. I'm hoping. There's a big gap until the next movie. They need to get on the ball with some product coming out, because I think I'm going to need 2 of the Yodas. Leave one as the prequel Yoda, take the body, then take the archive collection from Hasbro's head, put it on that body, maybe get a cloth robe, have an original trilogy articulated Yoda for the shelf. You know, just drop money on 2 of them. Screw it. Hasbro is at 2 European shows right now. I'm talking right now. And at MCM London, they have kind of a 12 by 12 glass case. They don't have their usual spread, apparently. And they stuffed as much as they could in there. But at the bottom, they're showing the Kingpin wave, and I don't know if they were supposed to wait till Sunday. The panel for Marvel Legends and Star Wars is this Sunday in London. But they put the final 2 characters of this wave down there. We see 6-armed Spider-Man, and at first, I didn't notice the arms. I just saw the body, and I thought, what in the hell is that? Kind of plain looking, no torso articulation. And then I realized, oh, there's other arms coming out. He has 4 bare arms under the 2 costumed arms. And first, I think they're using the old Amazing Spider-Man 2 body from an earlier wave. It's kind of lanky, it's kind of weird, it's got the sculpted webs in it. I don't understand why they would use this body. I'm sure there's, you know, reasons. I just don't know them. And while these pictures kind of, you know, look like they're snapped on the move, it doesn't look like he has any paint to him, which is the same thing we saw with Spider-Ham. Are they just going to leave it unpainted? Or is there actually paint? We just don't see it yet? I don't know. Hoping for promotional shots sometime this weekend. But then the arms. They did a good job of syncing all the arms into the torso to make it look like it's actual arms coming out. It's not just the pegs kind of on the sides of the body. But I think because they sunk the shoulders so far into the torso, they had to eliminate torso articulation. With the balls being that deep, and then the pegs, there just wasn't any room for a hinge. It would just be all in the way. And even if they put a torso ball where it wouldn't move around, the arms are too close together. You just get snap, 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 snap. So I guess it's okay. Again, waiting for better pictures. Because also in the case is Puma. And this is one of those 90s characters. You know, I want Puma, I want Rocket Racer, I want Night Thrasher, which is in the wave. We got to get some Cardiac, and Puma just fits right in there. Right in my wheelhouse of my favorite Spider-Man characters. I don't know about this pose, but I can't judge an action figure by its initial pose. Now this completes the Kingpin wave, which looks phenomenal. But also in this wave is a modern style Black Cat, a modern style symbiote Spider-Man, Silver Sable, modern Red Goblin, and then the aforementioned Night Thrasher. I posted this on the front page this morning and I realized the split of pure 90s goodness with hyper modern costumes is just, it's a little bit startling, but it's cool. I got nothing against Red Goblin or the modern symbiote, even though he looks like he's going to a rave. Who cares? It looks pretty cool. It'll go on the shelf. I'm a sucker for the white and black. But then there was also Paris Comic-Con, whose Marvel Legends / Star Wars panel was earlier today. And at that panel, they revealed a classic Loki. This will be part of an Avengers wave. I'm liking it, but there's something about it. Yeah, the painted boot lines, the painted glove lines, the painted scales, but at the same time, that's what I think of as classic. It wasn't raised scales or any of that stuff. Yes, it would have been better, but at the same time, I'm kind of okay with this because of it being classic Loki. They revealed Grey Gargoyle. This is one of the... I love Grey Gargoyle. I don't know why. If it wasn't for the gray and the stone and all that, he essentially looks like somebody's stepdad. Hey, Slugger, you want to go to the baseball field? Haha! But with the stone, with the blue gloves, the blue feet, the claws on both, the cape, it's a fun classic character. I am never going to turn down one of those. Now, I wish there was a stone texture to it, of course, but I can't help but love it. I absolutely love the picture that's beside it. Just a great presentation overall. I may have to get a couple and try out the gravel spray paint that I've always seen at Walmart, but never picked up because I never had a reason to. Now I have a reason. And then finally, rolling back around to Star Wars Black Series, they revealed Episode 2 Padme. This is what I feel the SH Figuarts figure should have been. Veebs right off the bat went, oh, I like that better than the Figuarts. And you know what? I kinda have to agree with them. A little bit soft in the face, but with the photo reel and then see it in person, we know the pictures don't do this thing justice. Having it in person, ooh, that's where it's at. You got the full costume, you got the cape. If you do have the Figuarts, this is another version of that. This is earlier in the movies, so you can put them side by side or on the same shelf somewhere. Plus, if you missed the Figuarts version, here you go. Win, 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 win. And there you go, a shitload of toy news. Like I said, at MCM London Comic-Con, Sunday is a Hasbro panel. I don't know if they're just gonna officially reveal the six-armed Spider-Man and Puma, or if they're gonna have more stuff. Hopefully they'll have another Star Wars figure or two, but if they do, I'll be talking about that with Veebs up in Kansas City. I'm heading up there, we're gonna shoot some more Fwoosh casts, see what happens. Hopefully we'll iron the background this time. You bastards. But until then, if you enjoyed this Fwoosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the Fwoosh, on the Fwoosh, around the Fwoosh. I'll get out of your house now.